Hey guys, what's going on, dudes? It is David here. We are back with another Falcons review. Now, I just finished watching the highlights for the Atlanta Falcons New Orleans Saints game, where the Saints unfortunately beat the Falcons 21-18, and it was Desmond Ridder's first ever game as a starting quarterback. And from watching the highlights, I gotta say this: he didn't play good, but he also didn't play that bad. Yes, there was a lot of incomplete throws, but a majority of what I saw from the highlights were passes that were on target. They were just never caught. And the one thing I got to give Desmond Ridder for, he never had a turnover. He threw to Drake London. Drake London caught the ball, and then the ball got knocked out of London's hand. You can't put that on anyone, but you can't put that on London or Desmond Ridder's hand. So looking at this game, Desmond Ridder had, I would probably say, I would say he had an okay game. I wouldn't even say he had a decent game. He just had an okay game. And I got to be honest with you when it comes to this. Do we all think that Desmond Ridder was going to go out there and light up the Saints? The Saints always play good against the Atlanta Falcons. We need to realize that. They always play good against the Atlanta Falcons, and this is just a major reason why. If you want to look at a game that's going to be good for Desmond Ridder in terms of the actual defense and actually passing the ball, the next two games are the games to watch out for. The next two games are going to be against the Baltimore Ravens and the Arizona Cardinals. The Baltimore defense can get lit up, and the Arizona Cardinals defense can definitely get lit up, especially considering with Kyler Murray and all that out. I think the Falcons have a very good shot when it comes to the Arizona game. I'm not sure about the Baltimore game. If Lamar Jackson does come back for the Baltimore game, then the Atlanta Falcons will definitely lose. But let's get a look into the stats for Desmond Ridder in his first ever game. Now, when it came to my predictions for this game, I think he was going to go 17 for 30, 56% completion percentage. I thought he was going to go for 167 yards, 2 touchdowns, 1 interception, and he was going to average 9.8 yards per throw. Now, in terms of the attempts, I was close. Completions, I was not close. Average, I was not close. And then the yards, I was definitely not close, and he didn't even throw a touchdown or a pick. Desmond Ridder was 13 for 26, 97 yards, averaging 3.7 yards per catch, 0 touchdowns, 0 interceptions. And he got sacked 4 times. His QBR was a 32.2, which is not very good, and his passer rating was 59.3. So, as his first game for a Falcons player and as a rookie, I'm going to give him the pass on this one. I'm looking at this objectively. I did not expect much from Desmond Ridder. Yes, I wrote down his prediction that it can seem like it is much, but I did not really expect that much from Desmond Ridder. The Saints defense always plays very good against us, and they were pressuring. They sacked him 4 times. You got to understand this. The Saints are our division rivals. They're still within a shot of a playoff spot, so they're going to play tough against us. So you know they were going to torture that rookie quarterback. And considering the Falcons' offensive line is not one of the best offensive lines in the NFL, I'm not very shocked that he got sacked 4 times, and I'm not shocked that he played this badly, because I see comments saying like, oh, we should go back to Marcus Mariota this. I saw a couple throws from Desmond Ridder that were really, really nice. Yes, there was a throw in there where he did throw into double coverage, but you got to understand this also. He's a rookie. He's going to make mistakes. And this is the way we can develop him, by giving him reps in NFL games. Without this, he's not going to be able to develop. If we just keep him on the bench and don't give him a chance to develop, then what's the point of us even drafting him? So if he plays like this next game, the next 2 games, I'll give it to you. I'll say we should go back to Marcus Mariota. But for right now, I believe in Desmond Ridder. I will say he will bounce back against the Baltimore Ravens, and I think that he will have a better game than he did in this game, because a division rival is always going to play a lot tougher than any other division rival. But the Saints play very, very well. Andy Dalton, 11 for 17, 151 yards. Taysom Hill, 2 for 2, 80 yards. I don't know how Richie Grant let that guy burn him on that second catch that gave the Saints their second touchdown. Andy Dalton was 2 touchdowns, 0 interceptions, and Taysom Hill was 1 touchdown, 0 interceptions, so they had 3 touchdowns in total, and the passer rating was absolutely unbelievable from both the quarterbacks. Now, I also want to say this. Another thing I looked in this game and I saw in this game was Tyler Algier is going to be our future running back for the future. Tyler Algier is a freaking beast. 17 carries, 139 yards, averaging 8.2 yards per run, 1 touchdown. Cordell Patterson, He had the lesser amount of carries. Cordell Patterson's our #1 running back, and he had the lesser amount of carries compared to Tyler Algier. Tyler Algier is going to be our future running back, and I can't wait to see more of him because I'm probably going to get a jersey for him because he looks to be a very good running back for the future for the Atlanta Falcons. Cordell Patterson had 14 rushes, 52 yards, 1 touchdown. And Desmond Ridder did have some runs. In fact, he had a 6 carries, 38 yards, which I actually almost predicted. I got his amount of carries. I said he would have 6 carries for 32 yards. If you guys can see that right here. 6 carries, 32 yards, 0 touchdown, averaging 5.3 yards per carry. He averaged 6.3 yards per carry, so I was wrong by 1 yard in terms of average per carry. But hey, I'm just glad I got that really fast right. And also what I saw from the Falcons game when it comes to this, him and Drake London are gonna have a good connection because Drake London was getting the targets I want him to get. Drake London had 7 receptions for 70 yards, 0 touchdowns. Michael Pruitt had 2 receptions for 20 yards. And Avery Williams had 2 receptions for 10 yards. The only receiver I did not see catch a ball, and he had 0 catches, was Olamide Zaccheaus. I was hoping that he would develop also a connection with Olamide Zaccheaus, but that ultimately did not happen. But still, Drake London and Desmond Ridder look like they're developing a very good connection. They're 2 rookie guys, so I'm hoping this can build for the future because I really hope that Desmond Ridder can be the future for the Atlanta Falcons. And if we can develop these 2 guys at the same level and they can develop a very good connection, this has the potential to be high potential to be what Devontae Adams and Aaron Rodgers was if they could develop this connection. And from what I saw with Desmond Ridder targeting Drake London, this is what I love to see. So Desmond Ridder targeting Drake London, I love this. And then the final point I actually wanted to talk about real quick is Rashaan Evans. He's on a 1-year deal with the Atlanta Falcons. We need to sign him to a 3-year deal because Rashaan Evans has been our best defensive player this year. He led the team in tackles again. He had 10 total tackles. He had 1 sack, 1 tackle for loss, and he had a QB hit. Rashaan Evans needs to be signed to at least a 2 to 3 year deal because if he's playing like this for our team, he's our lead linebacker. He's leading the team in tackles. He needs to get a contract extension the way he's been playing because I was subjective. I didn't think he was going to be playing that good. I'm about to start a Falcons franchise mode, and I'm going to start basically at the point where this game happened, and we're going to re-sign Rashaan Evans. But also another thing I want to say, Trey Anderson, 7 tackles in total, 5 tackles in total. Grady Jarrett had half a sack. Lorenzo Carter had half a sack. Grady Jarrett had a tackle for loss, and both of them had a QB hits. Jalen Hawkins had 2 pass deflections. So ultimately, when it comes to this defense, the one problem I have with this main defense is the fact that the team cannot tackle. We cannot tackle right. Because there was a lot of good moments where we had opportunities to tackle the Saints before they got big gains. But we didn't. And the 2 disappointing players, I gotta say this, is Richie Grant and Michael Walker. I mean, Michael Walker only had 3 tackles, and that was basically it. Michael Walker has been one of the best linebackers for us when it comes to this season, and to see him have a disappointing game, that's just absolutely sad. But my final point for this game is 21-18. It was a very close game like the previous game. At least this time we didn't really blow a lead. We were always behind the Saints. So I'm not really going to say anything to that, but I'm looking forward to the future. And next week we're going to be facing the Baltimore Ravens, and I'm looking to see how Desmond Ridder does in the Baltimore game, because this will truly be able to tell if he is going to develop as an Atlanta Falcons player, because his first game, he was always going to struggle. Division rival, first game, a lot of nerves about your first game as an Atlanta Falcons starter as a quarterback in the NFL, so I'm going to give him a pass on this time. But I'm looking towards that Baltimore game, and I'm expecting Desmond Ridder to play good. I'm going to give you my predictions for Desmond Ridder for each of the remaining games just to see how I can really do based off of how I think he's going to do. And in terms of this game, passing, he performed below my expectations, but in the rushing, he performed right at my expectations. But that is it for the Atlanta Falcons view. I will always see you guys next time with a Falcons 7-round mock draft.